Alright, heard you wanted to look at that there Corsair 3000D airflow case. Go on then, come round here and I'll show you.
The Corsair 3000D is the slightly down market version of the 4000D Airflow, and just like your mum's OnlyFans, nobody asked for that. But seeing as it's here, and it's reasonably priced, might as well see what it has to offer. This review is just going to focus on the case itself. If you want to see the start to finish build process, subscribe because that's coming up very soon. So 3000D Airflow costs about 70 quid for the regular, 90 quid if you want some RGB fans included. That puts it square in the middle of the mid-range of ATX cases. By the end of this review, we'll know whether that's good value or not. But can I just say, it's really annoying when RGB versions of these cases only come with 3 fans, because obviously we want an RGB fan in the back as well. Just really grinds my gears. I've gone with the plain version, to which I'll add some third-party Thermalright fans. So what do you get included with the case? It's a compact ATX case, 230mm wide, 465mm tall, and 462mm long. It has a tempered glass panel, a steel back panel, and a cool perforated front panel with the Corsair triangular pattern. It's a bit Marmite, but I think it looks really clean, and I'm sure the airflow is great. The front panel simply pops off the front, so you have access to the fan mounts. 3 120mm or 2 140mm, or you can use a 240mm, 280 or 360mm radiator if you want. If you're just putting fans in the front of the case, I recommend installing your fans before any other components in the case, because you need to access the screw ports from the inside of the case, which will be much more difficult when all your PC is already built up in there. On the top you get a power button, 2 USB 3.2, a headset jack and a reset button. It's fairly clean and minimal, though there's no USB-C on the top. Then of course you'll have all of the requisite internal cables for each of those connectors. The back panel comes off with a couple of captive thumb screws and a slide off. Here we can see there is decent-ish cable management. I find the layout here is a bit disappointing. There needs to be more standard tie-down points on the flat aspects of this panel to make sure the build runs smoothly. These square holes, they're just not it. I don't like them. It's passable, but not the standard I've come to expect from Corsair. There's a bog standard filtered power supply area here in the corner, and next to that there's a hard drive cage. It can take 2 3.5-inch drives and 2 2.5-inch drives, and it's pretty easy to use. You just hook in the hard drive, secure it with a screw, and then for SSDs you simply screw it in place through the holes provided. There's a spot here on the case where 2.5-inch drives would normally go, but you don't actually get the sleds included, which is a bit different to the 4000D. That's part of being the budget option, I suppose. There are some pass-throughs for fan cables and things for the top of the motherboard all around, which are well spaced, and there's a large gap for your motherboard cables. There are no grommets or vanity plates or other aesthetic concerns to cover it, so it's just a big gap. Onto the presentation side now. We've got ITX, MATX and full ATX support for motherboards. It's snug, but there's plenty enough room to fit all your stuff in there. There are 120mm fan mounts above the PSU shroud, but honestly there's no point using these. The bottom of the case is full steel with no mesh, so there's nowhere really to draw air from, apart from half of the bottom fan of the front 3. On the rear you'll get an included fan, just a simple 120mm, and on top you've got 2 mounts for 120 or 140mm fans, as well as 240mm or 280mm radiators. I have used a 280mm radiator in the top in a previous build, and it fits with some Corsair RGB RS RAM in there, but your mileage may vary, particularly if you're using thicker radiators like on the Arctic Freezer series. So that's the case tour, but how was it to actually build in? For the most part, it was fine. It's a standard, tried and true layout, with nothing to write home about really. Everything fit in just fine, and I had no trouble putting it together. Cable management was fairly poor. I found myself wanting more tie-down points. And this would be even more troublesome had I gone with some sleeved custom extension cables, because they're a lot thicker. The build quality was fairly good. There's no flex in the materials. They all felt pretty decent. I can't really complain about the build quality at all. I found the thermals in this case to be excellent. I don't have the facility to do scientific thermal testing on cases, but we had a Ryzen 9 7900X with a 240mm cooler and a Radeon RX 7800 XT in here neither of whom broke a sweat throughout any of our testing. So then, do I like it, and should you buy it? Do I recommend the case? Now, this case let me down in a few ways. I'm talking mainly about the cable management and lack of USB-C on the case. I think at £70, it's not unreasonable to expect those things to be included. But despite that, guys, I actually really dig this case. I think it looks brilliant on the front panel. It's a nice compact size, it's clean, it has decent build quality, I think it's aesthetically great, and it offers basically the same experience as the 4000D at a lower price point. I would have really liked for this case to be slightly longer so that it could accommodate a 360mm cooler in the top. If it had that and some better cable management, this would be my go-to case for PC builds. At £70, it's slightly too expensive, and this would be far better at £60 and would get a stronger recommendation from me. Overall, it's a nice case that I really dig and only let down by a couple of minor points. If you're thinking of buying it, take into account all the things we talked about in today's video, and if you still like it, then go ahead and buy it. I think you're going to like it. Don't forget, we've got the full build in this case coming up in another video, so subscribe and ring the bell to see it. It's a great spec, perfect for content creators and gamers at the same time. But until then, guys, I'll catch you.